Hello, and welcome to another episode of Decentralounge, which is brought to you by GlobalStake, your institutional, truly decentralized, self-owned and managed SOC 2 Type 2 compliant bare metal staking service provider. But today we're very excited. We have a wonderful guest on the show, May Michelson from GK8. May serves as the director of global sales at GK8, which is a Galaxy company. A high security custody platform is what GK8 is, and it's known for its military grade solutions in protecting all digital assets that are blockchain based. Recently acquired by Galaxy Digital, as we mentioned, GK8 has been pivotal in redefining how institutions securely manage their digital assets. May's insights into the intricacies of cryptocurrency security and her role in advancing GK8's innovative custody solutions is going to shed light on the future of digital asset management for us here today. May, we're excited to learn how GK8 stands out in this critical industry and excited to have you on.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here, and thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Well, let's just kick things off at the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about your background and what got you actually interested in exploring cryptocurrency and blockchain full time.
Sure. So in my background, I come from a cybersecurity unit in the Israeli military. I served in a few different positions, mostly in the Israeli Air Force. I can't elaborate a lot about that, but it was a unique,
For sure.
interesting unit that dealt with state-level hackers. So that's my background. The founders' background as well. So Lior and Shachar, the founders of GK8, by the way, are coming from a unit, that elite cybersecurity unit, that report directly to the Israeli Prime Minister office, protecting strategic assets of the government from state-level hackers. So that's the DNA of GK8, and that's the people you will find in the company. I was an engineer in the past. I hated my life, and moved to the dark side of business. So I've been doing business development and sales for the past 8 years, mostly in the Israeli cybersecurity scene. What got me into crypto, I want to say that the exposure for digital assets in Israel was quite big, early stage. I don't know, and I can't explain why, but I was exposed to it even in university, 2013, 2014. Studying computer science, we had a lot of lectures about innovations. I did not invest back then, by the way. I wish I did. I cannot take the credit. I did not. But me and my husband started reading about it, and we got into it a few years after. So when Lior, the CEO of GK8, contacted me to tell me that GK8 raised a seed round and they're looking for the first person to do sales for them, I knew what is digital asset. I was investing in it on a personal note. And I did due diligence about the company, about the technology, about what's so unique about the way they operate. And I was in love with the solution, and I joined the company. So I've been with the company for the past 4 years, since GK8 came out of stealth mode. Been through with them through different acquisitions, through all the cycle of onboarding the first client up to where we are now, where we recently just announced a collaboration with Deutsche Bank Asset Management, DWS, where they're launching the Euro stablecoin in Europe together with Galaxy and Flow Trader. And GK8 is the sole and full tech stack for this project, providing the full end-to-end infrastructure for the tokenization of the Euro stablecoin, minting, burning as well, management of the smart contract, and then, of course, the custody. So it's been a heck of a journey. Super happy to be part of Galaxy family. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
That is absolutely wild. I mean, obviously we can't talk about your military background, but even just saying something like that so casually, just it's You're incredible. So I do want to just take a moment here to pause and just highlight. Can you describe like what is your technology and why is it different and why is it better? And the reason why I bring this up is the institutions that listen to this show, a lot of them are just entering the blockchain and crypto space, and they see things like Coinbase custody in their brain. They think, okay, that's like a JP Morgan, and then they're over here hearing stuff about like Fireblocks and wallet providers. Where do you guys kind of fall in line there, and why is your tech better?
which is super important question, and we really need to explain that. So GK8 started as an Israeli cybersecurity company in the self-custody space. It's very important to mention we're not a custodians. We don't have a custody license, and we don't want to compete with our clients. We're a technology provider for self-custody, providing our clients everything that they need end to end, the full tech stack to build and execute their blockchain strategy, starting from the most basic building block, which is custody. So we really started the offering, the product, by offering our 3-tier layer solution for self-custody, starting from a unique deep cold vault, which I'll tell you all about it, an MPC, and a warm wallet that provide you basically everything you need to manage the majority of your assets in a deep cold vault, day-to-day activity in the MPC, and the warm wallet to mitigate, basically enable you to have the security method, but also the operation efficiency. And again, in a second, I will dive into the different components, but that's in high level. Our solution is covered by the highest insurance in the market globally, which is $1 billion of insurance dedicated per client, per vault. It's very important to mention this because many of the solutions today offering a pooled insurance. And then if they get hacked, who's getting the money? Here, the insurance is dedicated directly under your name. Now, on top of it, as we want to provide you everything that you might need, we added, of course, staking with amazing partners like you guys, smart contract, tokenization, actually the ability to deploy smart contract directly from our cold vault with no security risk. And I want to say that the fourth layer is our governance, is our policy engine that really allow each client of ours to configure any business workflow that they want. It's kind of built like a Lego. Hierarchical ceremony of approvals, different account, transaction limit, quorum of approval for any action. Yeah, so that's in high level. Now let's dive into the cold vault. What's so unique about that? Then about the MPC and the worm. In our cold vault, what we're saying, and we're saying it very bluntly, today there are no cold vault solutions in the market. Everybody can say they have a cold wallet, but they don't, because blockchain is a bi-directional protocol. Every time you create a Bitcoin transaction, you need to receive the most updated UTXO. You need to receive certain piece of data from the internet in every transaction that you're creating on different protocols, on different blockchains, which basically forces your system to be connected to the internet in the creation of the transaction. So whether it's an HSM, hardware security model, okay, that's great. But somebody needs to tell that HSM what to do. Who is that someone? It's a LAN cable, Ethernet cable, operation system that wraps it. Compromise that component that basically feeds your HSM on what to do and what to sign. Compromise your entire cold vault. So we're saying it very bluntly. Show us any solution you want in the market that claims they have a cold wallet, and we will show you the attack vectors that exist in your solution. Well, GK8 patent, we have 7 unique patents around our tech, is that we do not need to receive that piece of data in every transaction. We actually know how to generate it internally inside our cold vault. It's the only solution in the market that forever, through all the life cycle of the cold vault, never receive any digital input, ever. So completely offline, you go to the cold vault. Again, does not mean for day-to-day activity, meant for treasury management. You go to the cold vault, create the transaction. Everything you need is being generated internally in the cryptography of the solution. You fully sign on it, and you only output outbound communication only, already signed transaction out. And due to that unique capability, we managed to show USI and other insurance company how secure the solution is. Even if you are the most sophisticated hacker in the world, you got no way to ever compromise our solution, as it's got no attack vectors. And that's why we managed to get the 1 billion worth of insurance. From the cold vault, you can also do cold staking. You can also do the tokenization, deployment of smart contract, again, from the cold vault with no attack vectors, and more. But this is our cold vault, and that's what's so unique about that component.
That's exciting. I mean, that's truly an air-gapped solution. So to just highlight again, it would be your guys' solution is assisting institutional players, or also more importantly, banks that are out there in the world right now saying, okay, digital assets are important. We need to be in on it. We have no idea how to custody these assets. They go to someone like you and essentially white label for that bank and support all of their infrastructure under the.
Exactly. So it's a white label solution. So what we do, we enable banks to continue being the banks, manage all their clients' funds, be in control of the custody, which is what they do today, but in a manner that makes sure that they will never be hacked. Their reputation would forever stay intact. Nobody would ever be able to compromise their customers' assets. And we have really clients with different use cases, meaning cryptocurrency is one use case, which is great, but we're asset agnostic. We have many clients who are doing different security token project with us, real estate tokenization, utility. We're involved in 3 CBDC, central bank and CBDC projects. So more and more. But yes, exactly as you said it, we provide them the infrastructure for them to manage it and to offer to the clients as their own solution. Their clients does not, for example, let's take, I don't know, DWS, Deutsche Bank Asset Management. It's under their name. Their client does not need to know that GK8 is in the background. What they're telling you is now, come, do the custody with us. We're Deutsche Bank. You trust us, right? Great. So trust us also with your cryptocurrency. We can offer you that service covered by the highest insurance in the market globally. And more and more and more. We help our clients with the branding. The Cold Vault is not the only cool part in the solution. We also have very unique innovation in the MPC, which in the MPC, we're also saying it quite bluntly. What the solutions today in the market, and you have amazing providers, but by the end of the day, what they do, that they take the private key, they split it into 3 shards. And then if 2 out of the 3 come together, you have a signed transaction. Okay, so if I'm crystallizing the security aspect of it, by the end of the day, it's really 2 internet-connected computers protecting your brand, your reputation, your business. So while crypto exchanges might sometimes get hacked and it can allow themselves, banks cannot. Again, we're talking about reputational damage. Now, the question is, so why is it limited to only small amount of computers, small amount of shards that could be involved in every signing ceremony? And that's because of scalability issues. GK8 already approved patent is that we solve that scalability issue. We know how to take the MPC private key and to split it to as many shards as the customer would like. 128 different shards, for example. And in terms of scalability, our MPC with 30 automatic cosigners, as opposed to just 2 for other vendors, is 1,000 times faster. So if we're talking about hacking events and it's all about ROI, we're completely changing the ROI equation for the hacker. Because the majority of the assets are in the unreachable Cold Vault, no attack surface, highest insurance in the market, and small amount of assets for day-to-day activity are in the MPC, not protected by 2 internet-connected computers, by protected by dozens or hundreds of computers that involve automatically in every signing ceremony. And then adding on top of it our governance system. So it's yeah. And I've not touched yet even about the warm wallet, but that's in high level, and I think that's enough just to introduce our tech.
No, that's wildly fascinating. So on top of already supporting banks with all of this, I think one aspect that we should circle back and highlight on again is real world assets. So you're helping people with tokenization of really any type of asset that's blockchain based. As you mentioned, you're agnostic to this. So other than like CBDCs, what are some real world assets that you're starting to notice are really, how do I word this? Certain clients or maybe jurisdictions are excited to tokenize, maybe things like the stock market, CDs. I mean, real estate in the past, but what are some areas outside of U.S. Treasuries, which seems to be the most normal one, that you're starting to see clients ask for more support on?
So, of course, the banks want to tokenize bonds. They want to tokenize. That's their business. We're seeing a lot of real estate tokenization projects that we're involved with. Precious metals, identity as well is quite big recently in some jurisdictions.
Are
There's
these
some interesting.
all on public blockchains, or are you guys basically doing like a private Ethereum blockchain behind the scenes to have it like?
It's all dependent on our clients. So what we want is to provide you the full tech stack to support you. We want to build a partnership with you to support your current blockchain strategy and future ones. You want to build it on a private blockchain? Let's do it on that. You want to do it on a public one? Let's do it on that. So we're completely with you, and depending on your appetite for doing it on any blockchain that you would like. Again, our main goal is to provide you everything you need from technology perspective and to know that you will never be hacked. Now, we have some clients who wants to do it on certain blockchains. Great. Let's do it on the blockchain you requested. Many of our clients also come to us and ask us, what do you recommend? On which blockchain should we implement it? What's the benefit between, I don't know, Polygon, Solana, Avalanche? How should we do it? And then we help them make the right decision for them according to their project, according to their needs. Yeah, so it's really down to our clients.
So just thinking about sort of the regulatory clarity that's emerging across various jurisdictions, I mean, how is GK8 juggling this? Is it something because the software that you guys have created is not only hacker proof, but obviously incredibly chain agnostic? Is it give them that flexibility at the governance layer to make these kinds of decisions, to be agile in responding to whatever kind of regulatory issues they might have in their specific home jurisdiction?
That's super, super important note that you're right. I should have made. Yes, GK8 was built by design to comply with global regulation. As we're the technology provider, we do not know on which territories our clients would want to go live with. So it's very important for us to enable them to hard configure in the solution. For example, 2% in the MPC, 98% in the cold, if some jurisdiction require that. Or that the entire, also in the deployment options, for example, that the entire cosigners and everything would be on-prem. This is the new regulation in Turkey that requires everything to be installed on-prem. No problem. We have also hybrid deployments on that. Could be on cloud, could be cold. The cold is always on-prem, but the MPC community could be on cloud, could be on-prem, all the key materials. So it's really dependent on our client. And yes, when it comes to the governance, we help our clients to better understand the regulation requirements, to configure it in the platform. And also in the platform, you have full segregation of account. For example, a bank goes live with us. They have certain regulation in Hong Kong, different ones in UK, and completely different ones in the US. They can configure 3 different accounts, completely segregated. The people who are allowed to create transaction in the first account are not even allowed to see the second and third accounts. And then basically also there to have to like hard configure the type of requirement that the regulation needs. More than that, I want to say that the regulation constantly changes. And we do not know what will be the regulation next year. And that's why it was very important for us to build it by design from day one to be able to comply with any type of upcoming regulation, whether it's log, transparency, reporting capabilities, everything.
It certainly seems like you guys have literally thought of everything. Like,
Nah, I'm sure we did not.
but I'm just, well, I mean, it's amazing, obviously, the level of flexibility that you built into the system to engender these kinds of processes to happen and to adapt to these changing circumstances. I mean, do you find that your current customers give you feedback that also help you iterate toward this end as well?
Always. I think part of the DNA of the way we operate at GK8, it's kind of like military style, whether we have a very successful installation, partnership, we always try to investigate what was so successful here. How was it so smooth? What can we learn from it? And of course, when we get feedback from our clients or different requirements, how did we not know about it? How do we know about it? How will we know about it for next time? How should we implement it immediately to make sure it's accessible for our clients? So yes, that's kind of like the DNA of the way we operate.
Very interesting. Well, mate, so for the institutional clients that are listening, some of them are banks, a lot of them are hedge funds or VCs, wherever they are in the world right now. What's the best way that they can reach out to GK8, that they can actually have a private call to learn a little bit more and potentially, start partnering with you guys?
So my email is may@gka.io. More than happy to jump on any calls. Probably you will meet the team also in any type of events. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me directly. Happy to put you in contact with the right person if it's not me. And even if your bank is not yet decided to go on digital assets or just exploring it, more than happy also to share what's important to know before launching a secure and scalable digital asset business. Because part of the most important offering is also to educate our clients, to give them the tools to make the right decision about the security risks that exist today in the market, how to mitigate them, the different alternatives they have, to work with them together, whether they need to get the compliance and to work with the regulators, to really advocate for the way the banks implement it before they can even start moving. So we always do this process with our clients. That's why I'm saying it's always a partnership. It's always that long-term partnerships. So feel free to reach out to me directly, LinkedIn, email, any way possible.
Amazing. Fantastic, May. Thanks so much for coming on. And I will echo that last point she made. We have sent several of our clients their direction, and they have always been top-notch. May and the team have always taken their time to fully educate. And these clients always come back to us after these calls and say, like, wow, like I learned so much. I thought I knew what was going on in the market when it comes to custody solutions. I'm blown away. I'm excited to learn more and continue to work with them. So for those of you that are listening, everything is going to be linked in the description. Please reach out to May. I'm happy to set up any introductions that anyone's looking for. But May, thank you so much for coming on today. We're excited to see you again here at future events. And for those of you that are listening, we will see you next time on Decentral Lounge.
Thanks again, everyone. Take care.
Thanks.